This is Prophet Eric Seel bringing you a message concerning the false teachers of today. This is what the Lord has told me about what has been going on. Remember what the Apostle Paul said, that in the last days many would heap up unto themselves false teachers who would appeal to their itching ears. Remember, a heap is of no small measure. It means to be up and overflowing, as I have explained this once before. Basically, right now, the foundation of the true house of God has been established through God's chief apostle, Eric von Andersek of 2nd 8th Week. And that house is being built right now. Right now is the cleansing of the church. God is revealing the false doctrines in the church now. And this is what God has to say concerning the false teachers, concerning those who have used the truth of God for lasciviousness, and they have mingled it in with the false teachings of this world. They have prophesied things concerning the words of God and of His laws, but they only borrow His words in order to bring attention to themselves, and through His words they try to acquire gain. By their arrogance they build up a wall to try to separate themselves from God. But the Lord shall visit them as a whirlwind within a whirlwind, and He will expose the motives of their labor. For by their word they have taught the people to worship God in error, thus causing confusion and frustration among the people. It is by God's silver sword that He will separate the righteous from amongst them. As that sword has been handed down to the chief steward, so it has also been handed down through the steward to those who are within the congregation of the righteous. And they shall bear the words of God's leaders, and they will know that they speak pure truth. The people will join themselves to God by honoring His government of apostles. Whereas in the first 8th week, He had raised up apostles and prophets to bring forth His commandments and judgments to the people, so shall He do so in the 2nd 8th week. They shall travel from city to city, nation to nation, bearing the righteous words of God. There shall be those who will rise up against them, bringing harm and causing death to others. But God will send forth judgment against those who bring evil against His chosen. Just as the blood of Zechariah seethed in vengeance between the altar and the court of the temple, so shall the blood of the righteous call out for judgment. For the vengeance is God's. For vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and I shall repay. God will gather His righteous at this time, and they shall know their master's voice. For blessed are those in the latter days who hear the words and obey them of God. For He will be to them their God, and they will be unto Him His people. He will gather them unto Himself at that time, and He will pour out His judgments upon them, so that they will know that He is the Lord. And from this they will be the righteous. But God will also pour out His wrath against the unrighteous. For the Lord will tear down the idols of the heathen by exposing the folly of their false doctrine and the folly of their false worship. For it is by their labor that their hands will also labor in the dust of the earth.